Let me show you how the Platform for Innovative Learning Assessments works. This is the Pila website, pilaproject.org. It provides different information on the learning and assessment applications that are available in Pila, as well as allows people who do not have accounts yet to try out some of the tasks and tools in Pila. If you're a teacher who would like to use Pila within your classrooms, you can create an account by clicking on the login button. So I'll take you through this process now. And you'll have different providers with which you can create accounts. I will use Google. And I'll log into my account. The first time you log into the account, you'll also see a modal to accept the terms of use for Pila, as well as to acknowledge that you've read the data protection notice. So here is the teacher interface. This first tab, My Classes, shows you the student and class management. But the first step as a teacher is that you'll want to enter an encryption keyword. To protect students' personal data, we store all data related to students as anonymous IDs in the Pila databases. But in order to allow teachers to see which student is which when they're working in the classroom, they can enter this encryption code, such as December 23 for mine. And this allows me to see the actual names of the students. The next step is linking students to you. So this is making sure that students are able to interact with Pila. And so you'll click on this link, you'll accept that you've read the personal data protection notice, and this will populate your unique teacher link. So I'll copy this link, and now as a teacher, I'll send it to my student, and I'm now going to take off my teacher hat and put on my student hat, and I will go into the teacher classroom and create a student account. So this is a very similar process, and I'm going to create my account for ALIP, the student. So go to assignments. There's a few assignments there already. But as a teacher now, I'll go back into my classes. I'll see that ALIP is now a student, and I'll need to create a class. So I might have multiple classes that I use Pila with, but I also might want to create a specific group within a class or multiple groups. So I'll say this is 5th grade, period 5, group A. And in this group, I want to put Sheer, Marta, and ALIP. So now that I've created my group, the next step will be to assign something to these 3 students. So I can go into new assignment. I'll call it the Pila Launch Demo B. And I now need to look for what content I'll be assigning. So this is our item library. You can see there's different activities for the different applications. And what I can do is filter. So I know for these students, they need to work more on their computational problem solving skills. But there are also other activities related to self-regulated learning, creative thinking, and other types of 21st century competencies. So I'll filter for all items that look at computational problem solving, and then I will filter for allowing them to do specific game design activities. So this, I will decide to choose the Canley map, which has multiple levels of Canley. And I'll assign it to my 5th grade, period 5, group A. And now, as a student, I should see a new assignment. And I will begin this assignment by clicking the play button. And this is the Pila Game Creator. So it allows students to create their own interactive games or stories. And to do this, they can add different objects and design the game world, but also program it using a very accessible event-based programming language that allows them to make it all interactive. So in this level, I have different sub-goals to achieve. The first one is adding a new object type, which is a platform. So I can do that here. And then I can drag and drop it into the game interface. And so you can see I'm getting automated feedback on what skills I'm gaining as a student. So for the game design, I can design levels. And as part of this, I've earned a silver badge, which is the 2nd level, because I'm able to create levels with multiple paths or rooms. It's not just one way that a user can play and win the game. But I might decide to add a few more paths. And as part of this, we've created, of course, competency frameworks for these different 21st century skills. So here you can see the different facets of the game design competency, such as level design, objects and behaviors, being able to define how a game ends and what kind of scoring mechanisms are in that game, but also for a framework for computational thinking. So facets like conditionals, variables, state, very important facets of this competency. And as part of this, we have 3 levels. The first level, you'll earn a bronze badge, the second, a silver badge, and the third, a gold badge. And this is written in a language that we hope is appropriate for secondary schools students, so that they can understand exactly what they can do. This is also mapped to specific curriculum. So here is an example for the Swiss curriculum, and you can see actually what specific facets are mapped to the learning goals in the Swiss curriculum. So now I'll go back to Canlypedia. And what I need to do now is program the main character to move right and left. So we can see it's already been programmed to move left. Now what I'll need to do is open this up and say when a user, when they're in play mode, clicks on the right-hand button, the character will move right. So if I go back up, I got another badge for game design and being able to define the different controls. So when players use a game, they use left and right. If I'm a student, I might not know exactly where to go next. So there's always in the Pila applications this ability to ask for help. So here I can click on this. I can ask for help on how to program the character to jump up. So this is saying when a user presses A, then the character will jump up. And as part of this, I can also test. So did my jumping work? Can I, oh, yep, if I press A, I do in fact jump, but I missed the platform. So now I will go into my teacher account because I might want to see exactly what my students are doing and how they're progressing on this assignment. So I'll open up the dashboard in Canly and you can see if we look at ALIP, me, I've progressed in Pila level 1 and I was able to finish the first sub-goals, the first set of sub-goals. I did this in 3 minutes and it's yellow, so it means I used a hint. You can see Marta here, she progressed through the various sub-goals of the level and she didn't use any hints. But you can also see the different skills that the students are achieving. So Marta has gone further through the different levels and so has achieved a higher or more badges, higher levels within the different facets of game design and computational thinking. You might be wondering what this would look like for a larger class. So this is a dashboard using Canly that we used in a teacher workshop last week in Thailand. And so different teachers were working through creating a game. And so for example, you can see how they're progressing, but also we can see exactly what their interface or their screen looks like. And this allows teachers to see what kind of game they're creating, but also maybe where they need feedback or where they might need additional help from a peer, for example. Now I will go back to the teacher account to show you one last element that's important to Pila, which is the customization elements. So this is the item library, as I showed before, but here you can add new content. So we have different customizer tools for each application. The Pila Game Creator customizer tool is still under development, but this allows teachers, schools, national teams to create different items. So this is specific to the Carol application that focuses on computational problem solving and self-regulated learning. But teachers can go in and create new tasks from scratch. They can change the worlds, they can write instructions, include hints, and they can add tags that define what the task is about. And they can also compile different tasks into maps so that it's a longer experience for students. And what's important is that we're working on developing elements that will allow teachers to share the different tasks and maps that they create, as well as to share insights into how they've integrated these tasks and maps into their lessons. And so we think this will provide a lot of learning, not only on the technology side, actually making these digital interactive tasks, but also on the content. How are they adapting to their students' interests, how they're feeling, how they're progressing, and how that then can help across countries.